Help a brother out. Story 1. I just asked a girl out last week. We were both invited to a picnic and met there. We talked about how we both moved here, hobbies, favorite places in the city, and even played a card game. When the time came, I walked her to the station and asked if I could take her to a flea market. She had mentioned earlier that she likes flea markets, sometimes. Maybe we could go to a coffee shop or something afterward. I was really nervous, but luckily, she said yes even before I finished asking. Story 2. We do not. Some feminist organizations explain that trying to flirt with female colleagues perpetuates a climate of microaggression and sexism and should never be done. Story 3. Break the ice with something related to university classes, and then be honest by saying that you find her very attractive and would like to hang out with her. Being direct and upfront is the best approach if you don't want to be awkward or seem desperate. If she rejects you, just move on. If she is not attracted to you, you will know immediately. If she is in a relationship, you will know immediately. So take your shot, be genuine, express how you feel around her, and be honest in general. The rest is not under your control, and you can only hope for the best. If you don't know how to start a conversation without feeling weird and want advice on how to do it, then you have a problem with basic communication. You should be able to start a conversation as a man, period. This is the difference between a grown-up guy and a boy. In that case, you need to practice communication with women anyway, so you don't lose much by trying, and you can learn a lot. Good luck. Story 4. To answer the topic's question, you cannot. This is something modern women created, and it will be up to them to undo. The solution is for them to approach themselves. Story 5. I personally would not. You could be the most chill, friendly, unassuming, non-threatening person in the world, but all it takes is for the person you are approaching to assume that you are a creep for approaching them, and all your effort will be undone. As someone else said, women in general have unwittingly created an atmosphere of generalized mistrust towards men. They need to be the ones to make the first move, since no matter what men do, it will always be seen as wrong. Story 6. I would just talk to them like a person and put hooking up or sex out of my head. When you let your desire override common sense, that is when guys get in trouble. It's difficult to do, especially when you're that young, but in my experience, desperation doesn't work well. I did really well treating women with mild indifference in college unless they actually did something that interested me. I knew it bothered some girls because I wasn't rude or arrogant. Honestly, I tried to be very polite, but I didn't go around chasing them, asking them out, or trying to impress them. I was just doing my own thing and trying to figure life out. The fact that I was funny and a flirt, but not chasing them, usually caused girls to make moves on me. Story 7. You in the top comments are kind of pathetic. Your ancestors used to hunt mammoths, and now you are afraid of approaching a modern woman because you live in Western society. She is just a human being like everyone else. Go and talk to her as if she is wearing a t-shirt from a band you like. If she rejects you, just move on. Jesus Christ. Story 8. Step 1. Be attractive. I know this is an old joke and women get angry and protest loudly when it is posted. However, it is also true. Many people will point out you can still be creepy even if you are clean, neat, fit, and handsome, and it is true. But the bar moves very far when you are attractive compared to someone who is not. Something a very tall, handsome, fit man does would be accepted, but if you do the exact same thing, it would give them the ick and get you labeled as a creep. To be fair, women have expressed repeatedly that they do not want men approaching them in public. It is best to avoid it entirely. Story 9. You cannot. Just try to act natural and talk to them like someone you have known for the past 5 years. Ultimately, even if you try not to look desperate or creepy, that is a judgment applied by the other person which you have no control over. You could be perfectly cool to one person but creepy to another. There is no definition of creepy that everyone agrees on. Story 10. Do not look desperate. Walk up and say hello. Follow up with something simple. It does not need to be deep. If it is not vibing, leave. Good luck. Story 11. First of all, do a self-diagnostic. Are you clean and smell good? Are you in shape and dressed well so your clothes complement your form? Is your hair styled adequately? If so, go to the next paragraph. When I have approached women, I often observe something about her, such as nice earrings, shoes, or ask about a tattoo. or comment on something we are both experiencing, like a class assignment or a song at a bar. It's important to enter these situations with no expectations. If I give a compliment and she responds positively, I ask a follow-up question. If she answers but does not respond with a question about me, I usually end it there with a smile and say, "Well, it was nice talking to you. Take care." Women ask questions to men they are interested in, so if they do not, that is an indicator to leave while you are still not being creepy or missing the hint. If they are interested but do not ask questions, that is on them at that point. I put forth the effort and put myself out there, and matching energy is important to me. Story 12. If you are living in the West, this is not a safe thing to do anymore, and many modern women do not like it at all. You may become famous on social media, humiliated, or accused of bad intentions. Though traditional women might prefer to be approached and would not hurt you, it can be hard to tell who they are. The risks are too high to approach. It is honestly up to women to approach in today's Western society. The good side of that is it is somewhat safer for women because they are leading, which hopefully lowers your chances of negative experiences. Not many women are going to do this. If you do not find success, I would suggest considering alternative options for companionship. Some still appreciate traditional roles and see value in men. Hope you find someone. Story 13. Ignore the disrespectful people in the comments. Take the pressure off anything coming out of the interaction, make your intentions clear, and walk up like you are supposed to be there. I could tell you what to do, or you can use the sentence above and apply it to learn for yourself. Story 14. I just walk up and start a conversation. But I've been told that doesn't work for most men. I think if you start a genuine first conversation, don't stay too long. If you want to ask them on a date, just give them your number and say, "If you want to chat again in the future, here is my number." This way, you can avoid putting her on the spot to reject you immediately. She can accept your number and lose it if she isn't interested. Of course, understand that you can avoid being seen as a creep if the woman experiences it that way. The only thing you can control is being kind, respectful, understanding, and not putting unnecessary pressure on them. Story 15. As far as creepy, nothing. Some women are going to think you are creepy, some are going to find you endearing. There is nothing you can do about it, so do not bother giving it a second thought. To avoid looking desperate, do not be desperate. Get in the habit of making conversation with any and all women you can. Before you know it, it will come easily to you, and you will no longer be desperate. Story 16. Go with the intention of trying to connect, not to get her number or anything else. People in general can feel your intention, and if you think you are doing creepy things, they will feel it too, even if the action itself is not creepy at all. Story 17. Do not approach women. Have them approach you. Two things work well: read or knit in public. They will interrupt you almost immediately and ask questions. Story 18. It is 2025. There is no reason why men should be cowering just to talk to women. If she makes you look like a creep, call her out and let it be known that she is the one being strange for not talking to another human being. Seriously, you are all grown adults. You should be able to respectfully interact with each other without fear of repercussions. Take these women off the pedestal and let them know they are not better than you. Story 19. I finished my undergraduate degree in 2018. I had 3 girlfriends whom I met through cold approaches, one of whom became my wife. The biggest thing is that it's not a crime to start a conversation. However, if she is cold and uninviting in the first 30 seconds, you need to respect that and leave. If she is friendly, I might say something like, "Hey, you are really pretty. Would you like to go on a date to a public place with me this weekend? I am not unattractive, but I have flaws. I would rate myself a 6 out of 10. The women I approached seemed to be impressed by the audacity of it all. Story 20. You do not. There is social media where you can approach people who want to be approached by you. Either go the organic route via friendship first or try industrial dating. Story 21. There were places at my college specifically for hanging out and meeting people. If she is in the library with earbuds and reading a pile of books, that is not a place to talk to her. If she is eating lunch with no earbuds and looking around, that is a place to talk to her. Hello, my name is Ken Rock, and I am fill in the blank. Major. Would you like to talk for a few minutes? If she says no, then wish her a good day with a smile and move on. If she says yes, have a seat and ask her name and major, then to show you were listening, ask a few questions about what her major involves. If it is going well, have an idea in advance of some on-campus activity you could attend, such as a movie at the student center, a play by the drama department, or trying out the ballroom dance club. Choose something where there will be other people around and you will stay on campus the whole time, so you are not asking someone you just met to get in your car and drive for an hour. If you want to do something off campus, have a list of times for the campus shuttle bus so there are still people around, at least the driver. Make sure whatever you are doing is public and during daylight hours. Go bowling, play miniature golf, or something similar with people around. Also, consider rethinking the username that ends with KKK. Story 22. Just talk, but refrain from any sexual conversation. Sexual conversation is appropriate only after your first few kisses. The word creepy is used only when a woman does not find you attractive. However, do not worry. There is still a significant portion of the adult female population that is single. Story 23. Just find a reason to start a chat. Or keep it simple and say you do not want to disturb her, but you noticed her and thought you would say hi and introduce yourself. Make her smile. The reality is 1 out of 20 times you will succeed. Many women may say, it is not right, but as long as you are respectful and considerate of not crossing boundaries, it does not matter. At the end of the day, you may meet that one woman who thinks it is cool that you approached her and will not be bothered by anyone else's opinion. Story 24. You either match on Tinder, you are attractive enough to approach without being judged, or someone approaches you. Story 25. Have some social skills and be able to determine if approaching is appropriate. If she is studying, it is not the best time to approach and disrupt her, as with anyone. To avoid being perceived as creepy or desperate, consider how you might come across that way. You can figure this out with some self-reflection. Do you have any women as friends? You can ask them for their input. Story 26. What heavily influences your ability to do that is how good you are with your words naturally and how charismatic you are. Plus, if you are talkative like me, it's not hard to find something to start a conversation with a woman about. I never actively search for topics. They just come up if you get my meaning. For example, if you are at a grocery store in an aisle and you see a girl from your university that you like, and you know the store sells candles, quickly get a candle so that she doesn't leave the aisle or reach checkout before you return. Bring the candle with you and let her know you are undecided about buying it for a made-up reason. Ask politely if she can smell it and let you know if she thinks you should buy it. Then you will have a conversation going and you can take it from there. When you are about to end the conversation, let her know you appreciated her help, enjoyed talking to her, and ask if you could get her number so you can talk more in the future. When it comes to approaching women, it is all about keeping her comfortable with your presence and, in a non-predatory way, encouraging her to feel like you are a cool guy she would like to spend time with. Story 27. Huge wall of text, but hopefully this helps. I'm going to give you some basic advice that can open up some doors. However, know that all things take time. Some people like to hit it off quickly, while others prefer slow paces. It won't work 100% of the time, but it will at least help you get over your fears and help you become a more confident individual. Also, focus on improving yourself over winning someone over or being the main character. You'll be less of a creep or jerk that way, and more people will like you as a result, which is actually a better thing in the long term. Basic advice from what I gathered from your post. Cold approaches can work for some people, while others need some runway to take off. Because you're asking online, this probably means that you need a runway. Do you have any hobbies that you enjoy and know of places to go to enjoy them? Having a good common interest is often the first thing to start with, so you can meet people who you mesh with and go from there. Find an activity that you like and that women you might want to talk to are interested in. Do not just go there for the sake of talking to women. Go there because you actually have an interest in the topic. You'll be able to mesh better with people with that common interest if it's organic. People can often sense insincerity a mile away, especially when it comes from someone trying to hit on women. General advice on being a social person. As for cold approaches, that just comes with being brave and having the confidence to know that you'll likely make mistakes every now and then. Ask yourself this. If someone randomly walked up to you in the middle of a university while you were minding your own business, what exactly would you do? Most people would probably try and avoid them because it's a random person interrupting their day, right? Especially if they're trying to get you to do something like joining a club or listening to a message. So, if you've had this happen to you before and actually stayed, what made you stay? Likely you didn't have too much going on and the person or topic involved was either interesting or entertaining, right? The goal is to get that person you're interacting with to be engaged with the topic because it's either interesting or entertaining. Through that, they'll find you the same way. This won't lead directly to a date or anything, but you'll be on their good side for future interactions. There are a few things you can do. 1, pick a topic that you know the other person will engage with. 2, be charismatic and draw people to you by making yourself appealing. And 3, find something that they'll want to interact with and connect it with you. This is like the first, but there is a difference. First, picking a common topic is hard, but it takes effort to get decent at. This often involves a lot of trivia knowledge, meaning knowing a bit about everything, and talking with people about it in an interactive way. What does this mean? It means that if you see someone wearing a band shirt, reading a book, or having some kind of item related to something, if you know about it, you can talk about it. Examples: that girl with the Metallica shirt probably likes metal music or is just wearing it because it looks cool. Compliment the shirt and talk about a song you like, then ask her for her favorite. You can then expand the conversation from there. That woman is reading a book by an obscure author, or maybe it's a book for a class. Did you take the class before? Do you know the professor or author? If it's a class, you can ask or complain about the professor or ask for tips if you were considering taking that class. You'll find common ground and can bond a bit over it. You'll learn a bit about her and maybe find a topic along the way. If she is reading a book, is it an author you know? Are you a reader? If any of that is yes, then you can ask questions about it. Keep in mind, she might not like being interrupted, but if you have genuine interest in knowing what the story is or about the author, and you read as well and are willing to exchange book recommendations or learn about other genres, then she'll probably be more open to chat over the shared love of books. Story 28. I approached many women in college. None of the encounters led to anything since we knew nothing about each other. Dating applications or meeting naturally work better. Story 29. Be yourself unapologetically. Be confident. Do not overthink it. Do not buy into modern society nonsense. Just do it. Women notice low self-esteem immediately. Why should they like you if you do not like yourself? If she rejects you, then brush it off and move on to the next. Her loss. Good luck. Story 30. All right, I understand. Prerequisite. In the course you are both studying, spend time learning a bit more. Round start. Pick an area where you will at least be somewhat close to her, about 2 to 1 seats apart. When she complains or something, 80% likelihood, say the following sentence. Need a hand? Or what's up? She will most likely complain about the teacher or her course. Story 31. Just be upfront and do not worry about looking like creeps or desperate. Not every girl will like you, but their standards are not as high as you think. On average, they are more interested and open-minded than you expect. Story 32. I have been out of the dating scene for 25 years and was great at getting numbers. Are you saying that asking women for their contact information will not go over well if I try? What about Generation X women? Story 33. Look for an invitation. If she smiles, nods, waves, or says hello, then I can continue. If she is closed off, then I will leave her alone. Story 34. Bold of you to assume people in this community would know. Ignore those passive individuals who expect women handed to them on a silver platter. To answer your question, be funny and keep it light. Compliment and be curious. You have to be open to rejection and move on if she is not interested. Story 35. Don't worry about looking like a creep or desperate. Just talk to them, and if they say no or do not engage, leave them alone. Story 36. Find context-driven scenarios that make approaching seem natural and not forced. In line at the coffee shop or library, recognizing someone from a class or lecture, checking something out on a notice board. To make this easy, Think of an instance in your daily university schedule where you might randomly talk to another person. Put yourself in these situations with the purpose of opening a dialogue with someone. The best approaches for those who do not want to be too forward or direct are those where you have a legitimate reason for being in a particular place at that point in time. Story 37. All the people telling you, just don't, are individuals who want you to remain inexperienced as well. Just talk to people as you would to anyone else, and you will be fine 99% of the time. Story 38. Easy. Let me explain. I have successfully done this multiple times. I learned from men who successfully did this multiple times and taught other men. What I will teach you has been passed down to me, then to others. You are not the first person I have taught. Everything is proven in the field worldwide, daily by experience. No guesses. You can literally see for yourself if you care. Now, cold approach is a large subject. This text will be bare bones. It is a social skill. It is like asking, how do I sell something, when a marketing degree has many components. Please be more specific in the future. First, let me ask, what is your university like? Big or small? Do people typically commute or dorm? Any special features, such as a renowned party school, college town, or Christian affiliation? This could influence the rule set. I will assume it is a large university, so I will teach the basics of cold approach. First, basic principles. People are unnerved by the unknown. Men are seen as creepy when they hide motives, and the woman has to ask, what does he really want? So you must be clear and honest with intent. I have gotten more dirty looks making innocuous comments to women I am not attracted to than when I blatantly flirt. Your basic goal is to build comfort first so she can open herself up to trusting you. When she trusts you will keep her reasonably safe, she feels ready to take risks and seek arousal. Comfort, then trust, then arousal. Comfort lies in creating 3 safeties. Safety from harm, you will not hurt her physically, nor will anyone else when she goes with you. Safety from judgment, you will not hurt her feelings, nor will anyone else when she does things with you. And safety from boredom, you will not bore her, but you will provide her escape from her boring life. You need to build 3 connections. 1. Mental, do they know you and you know them? 2. Physical, do they know you will keep them safe and then you? 3. Emotional, do they understand you and you understand them? When there is understanding, there is no creepiness. Notice how any man who claims what you ask is impossible demonstrates no understanding of women. Second, practical advice. This is getting long. I will mention a basic guide to approaching. Everything I say warrants a detailed explanation by itself. Please be more specific. Basically, open from within her line of sight. Let her know you are there before you start. If a woman is walking, walk next to her until you are ahead so she can see you, then open looking over your shoulder. Never from behind. Do not face her head-on either in university. If she is standing, you can approach her head-on, but do not block her. If she is sitting, sit next to her and work on something else, then open. If she is with friends, that is something else entirely. Rough order of steps. 1. Opening. Open with a direct opener to establish intent and honesty, but add push-pull to avoid seeming needy. Find something you like about her that indicates effort and personality, such as fashion, hair, or walk, not looks due to genetics. Personally, I approach based on fashion, so here is my favorite line. You have a cute sense of style, but does it match your personality? This line does 7 things that make you non-needy or creepy. 2. While opening, establish eye contact to make it personal. Smile and speak in a slightly higher tone, but only during the opening to smooth things out. 3. Swap names while offering a romantic handclasp, never a handshake. This clarifies romantic intentions, and breaking the touch barrier builds rapport. 4. Continue the conversation using her name. For example, Alice, do you know what I find interesting? Say her name no more than 3 times in the conversation. This builds rapport. 5. Learn 3 personal things about her. These can be related to why you approached her. For me, fashion, what you seek in a woman, what her major is, and where she is from. Stick to questions of how and why. The goal is to know what kind of woman she is and get to know a side of her few others know. Do not get too profound here. 6. Find out what she is doing and plan accordingly. Is she on her way to class? Is she waiting for a friend? Is she reading for fun or homework? 7. Qualify her. This is important for not being needy. Show her you have standards, challenge her to meet said standards, and react accordingly. She should be trying to win you over. For example, notice my opener gives a compliment but challenges her to earn it. 8. Get compliance. Ask her to do small things for you. Share something, look somewhere, show something, move a few steps, hold something, anything. Compliance is the single biggest factor in seduction. You can tell how experienced someone is by how much they emphasize it. 9. Learn something, qualify, get compliance, repeat. 10. If she impresses you, give a friendly high five. It makes you look pleasant and gives a huge boost to her mood. You have to see it to believe it. Fist bump also works. Conclusion. This is a lot. Pick 1 or 2 things and practice them a few times on a new woman. Once you figure it out, practice 2 more things. Do not try everything all at once the first time or you will be overwhelmed. Never assume you know something without practice. Any questions? Story 39. It's all about your mindset. If you think you will be creepy, you will be. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Story 40. They're university, so you're going to a community you're not a part of and trying to hit on strangers who are just going about their life and studies. And men here are telling you women are the problem. Build a good life. Get healthy. Build something you're proud of and become part of a community. Women will come to you. The problem with the so-called alpha movement is that men think if they get fit and make a lot of money, women will just show up. But they're not part of an actual community where people interact with each other and notice that you have your life together. The sort of community this post implies is just going to show up and try to score in. Build your life. Build community. They will come. It is ridiculous that some people say the passport is the only way, like it is more traditional. Real men in the past were active members of their community. That's how you meet people, either directly or connected through other members. Going overseas and hoping someone desperate for citizenship will accept whatever problems you had in the United States is just colonialism 2.0. People isolated from community, not knowing how to cope back home, making it someone else's problem. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.